Hello, fellow safety and health professional, and welcome to another podcast in a series of podcasts based on an article in Safety and Health magazine that's all about you. If you were to ask me what I think the world needs most right now, I'd say more kindness. Aspects of kindness include caring about other people, the natural world, our environment and living things besides just ourselves, and even ourselves. Acts of kindness are heartwarming. You can perform them in many ways, whether it's mowing a neighbor's lawn because they're ill or letting someone go in front of you at a grocery store. Being kind is a powerful way to show empathy and make the world a better place. Antonyms of kindness, the opposite of it, include cruelty, meanness, thoughtlessness, selfishness, and intolerance. These attributes have certainly reared their ugly head in many ways throughout the centuries, even now. And that's why we need to quell their effects by more kindness. As safety and health professionals, we have many opportunities to show kindness. Helping people avoid injury is a kind act, provided our motives are sincere. We really want to help people not get hurt. But we can also be kind in other sticky situations that don't lend themselves to a kind act, such as when someone violates a procedure or does something that causes harm. Or we've told them not to do this, and we have it everywhere to, tie off, and they don't. And so we sometimes get upset and mad about it even. And that's when it's tough to be kind. Now, I've been working on my kindness level for the past few months. I've even included the expression, I am kind, I breathe in, I am, and kind, I breathe out, as part of my morning meditation. And I've discovered that there are more times than I realize when my family, friends, and strangers do things that bother me. So how about you? What ticks you off and makes you want to respond meanly or at least in a negative way? Now, to respond kindly to something someone does that irritates you shows self-control and often turns a tricky situation into a positive one. And here's a typical example. I have a friend and neighbor who gets infuriated when someone tailgates him. His name is Dave. Especially when he is driving on a rural road in the morning on his way to work down towards Atlantic City. His common reaction is to slow down purposely, to even tick the person off behind him off, or to hit his brakes. Well, not only are his tactics unsafe, but they also aggravate the situation. Pulling over and let that person pass you is the kind thing to do, even if the driver behind you is in the wrong. Here are a couple things that help me act kindly in trying situations like when I'm being tailgated. First off, give people the benefit of the doubt. Now, when I first started my tenure in the nuclear industry as a radiation protection technician way back in 1981, I saw a video during a training course that has stuck with me all these years. It showed a car weaving in and out of traffic, pausing and then running red lights and tailgating and just, being ridiculous on the road. Well, after a few minutes, I'm sure everyone watching, including myself, thought, what an idiot. You were mad at the guy. However, that changed when the car stopped in front of an emergency room. The driver gets out, runs over to the passenger side, grabs a small child, and rushes into the hospital. And my opinion of the driver's behavior changed completely at that point. At least about his motives, and then it just made me realize that I'd have probably done the same thing in the same situation. If my child is in some type of critical, emergency health problem, I'm going to do whatever I can to get there as quickly as I can. The Four Agreements, excellent book. I highly recommend it. Authored by Don Miguel Ruiz. It includes excellent advice about interpreting people's actions. He recommends we make an agreement with ourselves that we don't make assumptions about other people's motives. Even if we found out the reasons for other people's actions are negative, Responding in a mean or cruel way won't change the person's belief or attitudes. In fact, on the contrary, as many social studies have shown, it's more likely to escalate whatever conflict is occurring. And it won't change the person's opinion or feelings. A kind response, on the other hand, is more likely to turn down the heat and may even make the person regret what they did or change their feelings. Second thing you can do, which I've been doing for a bit, as I mentioned earlier, is to practice kindness purposefully. Now, last week, my wife, Jackie, told me that she could tell the difference in my demeanor since I've been purposely practicing kindness. And trust me, my wife of 43 years is an observant and mostly accurate describer of my behavior. She knows how I act for sure. So, why not take notice of your kindness meter? There's no downside to being kind. Even when you must be firm about a situation, which we must at times as safety professionals even, you still can always be kind, whether at home or work. There's rarely a need in our lives to be mean and never a reason to be cruel. You can practice being kind every day in small and large ways. If you do, it will strengthen your kindness muscle. My favorite kindness quote from the 14th Dalai Lama is, "Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible."